Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear participant, thank you for today on our Embassy of Republic of Indonesia in Kuwait webinar, Business in Kuwait. We are participating with Indonesia Kuwait Business Council and Kuwait Indonesia Business Council. I am Nadia Said. I am the director for today's webinar, and allow me to read the program of webinar. After this opening, we will hear the remarks by His Excellency Secretariat. Good morning.
Morning.
And then we will have the remarks from Mr. Sahib S. Khaja. He will join us soon, inshallah. And then remarks from Mr. Hendra Turman, Head of Indonesia Business Councils. Good morning, Mr. Sahib. Nice to see you. And now for the panel of discussion, we will have the presentation by Mr. Kazim Yadullah from Wall Street Central Company in Kuwait. And then the comments from Mr. Yahya Sunario, CEO of Business Forum in. Good morning, sir. It's very delightful to have you all here today in our webinar. Allow me to read certain rules for webinar today. One can enter the webinar today, and then I hope you have list your name and then your company's name to the link, or if for the rest of the participants who cannot join through the webinar, please join us through our YouTube social account, KBRI. All the participants are requested to mute their audio, and if you have questions or comments, you can submit through the Q&A box or box, and you can raise your hands. And for those who are not, for those who cannot deliver the questions or comments in English, please write your question and answer comments in Indonesia, and I will try to translate it to you. During the Q&A, please keep it short, straight to the questions, and then for your company profile, or if you want to give your products information, you can email to our embassy's email through economy.kuwait@kemlu.go.id. Okay, let us start with a video presentation prepared by the embassy.
منتج اندونيسي واحد من اقوى بوفك موجود بالكويت. احب منتج اندونيسي.
دكتورة ريهام رغيد من الكويت. أنا دائما أختار المنتجات الأندونيسية لأنها سعر وجودة، من أثاث، من أكل، من قهوة، من الأشياء اللي تحطونها حتى في المكاتب ولا إذا وكم ضيوف. صراحة أندونيسيا غير.
Indonesia punya lapis legit, dibawa ke tetangga untuk bersuah. Jangan ragu dagang ke Kuwait, ada kami untuk Anda semua.
Yang telah kita lihat bersama adalah video bentuk upaya dukungan KBRI Kuwait terhadap promosi bisnis Indonesia di Kuwait. Kemudian, I would like to invite His Excellency Secretariat Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to deliver his opening remarks for our webinar today. Mr. Ambassador, the camera is yours.
Thank you, Nadia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me start with apologize to all of you because of a little bit late due to technical delay and difficulties, but does not limit our spirit of having a very fruitful discussion today. Let me start by thanking Mr. Sahib and Mr. Kazim for your presence, and certainly our good friends from Indonesia, Pak Hendra and Pak Yahya. So I will start by little bit in bahasa Indonesia and continue in English. Bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu yang saya hormati, sebagaimana ditampilkan dalam video tadi, peluang berbisnis di Kuwait sangat terbuka. Tugas saya, tugas teman-teman di KBRI untuk memfasilitasi kehadiran bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu untuk meningkatkan perekonomian Indonesia dan membuka pasar lebih luas di Kuwait. Hari ini saya berbahagia karena kita bisa ditemani oleh dua orang yang sudah sangat memahami, dua orang Kuwait yang sangat memahami seluk-beluk berbisnis di Kuwait, dan mereka juga memiliki pengalaman luas terkait berbisnis dengan Indonesia. Mudah-mudahan kita semua bisa memanfaatkan kesempatan yang berharga ini untuk sama-sama bekerja untuk meningkatkan kinerja ekspor Indonesia ke Kuwait. So, friends, just spoke in Bahasa that basically encouraging all Indonesian business people to continue or to start opening up their horizon to export to Kuwait. And I'm sure Kuwait is a very open market and a very prospective market for the future Indonesian exports. I also informed them that we're very happy, honored to have Mr. Sahib and Mr. Kazim, two respective businessmen in Kuwait who have been working with business people for long and having a great knowledge of doing business in Kuwait. So with that, I wish also to thank Pak Hendra and Pak Yahya. Pak Hendra, Pak Sahib, as the head of Indonesia Kuwait Business Council and Kuwait Indonesia Business Council have been organizing two business meetings, including today's meeting, with the purpose of having a closer economic cooperation between Indonesia and Kuwait. So happy seminar, selamat berwebinar, and I'm sure that inshallah we will get benefit coming out of this short period of time for us to spend in this webinar. Selamat berwebinar, mudah-mudahan kita memperoleh manfaat dari kegiatan ini. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for your continued commitment to the mutual benefits for Indonesia and Kuwait business, Mr. Ambassador. And now I would like to have Mr. Sahib, Head of Kuwait Indonesia Business Council, to deliver his remarks. Dear Mr. Sahib, please to take your time. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone from Kuwait, Mr. Ambassador, Pahendra, Mr. Yahya, and everyone. We are happy to meet again on the webinar to answer any questions and to ease um, um, the participation of everyone in this webinar. Again, this is only a continuation of the continuous effort that we are doing to increase the business between Indonesia and Kuwait. And I would like to take this opportunity to take as much as possible requests and questions in order to answer them and ease the process and find the business tools and businessmen from Kuwait. On the other hand, we need from now on we need to do some actions. No more soft talking. This should be real work to be done. So we urge Mr. Hendra and all over Indonesia to send us their all the possible products that could be exported from Indonesia to Kuwait in order for us to find the importers from Kuwait. This is a time of work. I think we need to enter the new year with an effort to calculate and state and have the statistics of the businesses that is going on and increasing with Indonesia. We don't need to talk about opportunities anymore. The opportunities is there. We know everyone, and Kuwait is the market for to import products. So we need to increase the importing volume from Indonesia to Kuwait. So I think this is the time for us to really work harder to do some real business. This is my part, and I leave the floor for my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Saib. Yes, you are absolutely right that the opportunity is here, and then how we use the opportunity in the right moment. Okay, now I would like to give the camera to Mr. Hendra S. Haturman. Pak Hendra ini adalah orang yang sangat dekat dengan KBRI Kuwait. Di 2019 dan 2018, Pak Hendra telah membawa business delegation untuk menghadiri Indonesia Kuwait Business Forum di Kuwait, Pak Hendra. Dan tahun ini kita melaksanakan 2 kali business forum meskipun secara virtual, tapi tetap terlaksana insya Allah dengan baik. Okay, Mr. Hendra, we want to give the camera for you and then to deliver your remarks. Thank you. Pak Hendra, please unmute. Oke, di-unmute dulu, Pak.
Oke, tes.
Yap, oke, sudah terdengar.
Ya, maaf, terlupa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. His Excellency Menteri Tariat yang kami hormati, yang kami cintai, semoga Bapak juga sehat selalu beserta teman-teman di KBRI Kuwait. Also, my colleague, my partners, Mr. Saheb, thanks for your attendance today. Pak Yahya Sunario, my colleague from Kajin, also here. Pak Kazim, Mr. Kazim, my new friends. Hope we can better and we can close and sharing all the ideas, and also, of course, the trade from Indonesia to Kuwait, inshallah. And I would like to mention in this seminar is something very important also for both countries. First, lucky Kuwait is lucky. We are lucky doing some trade with Kuwait because we're still growing 6.8% starting from 2015 to 2019. We are growing 6.8. The trade itself is most likely almost 200 million US dollars. And of course, this is pretty good numbers, and meaning compared to others in Middle East, Indonesian Kuwait is still growing. Of course, it doesn't mean that we need to still have more sales or more trade from Indonesia to Kuwait, of course, as Pak Sahib mentioned about this. And it is notify us, all of us, to work more harder and more better for the next future. Of course, by Mr. Kazim as one of the businessmen from Kuwait, also Mr. Sahib and his team, and also others who also participate in this occasion. It is very very important time to us to have or to better understanding about how to enter the market for Kuwait market. If you are from UMKM or small medium enterprises, of course, you may ask anything that you want to ask. And for industry or big industry, of course, Kuwait is also good opportunities to come. And if you don't mind, of course, you may also send us email, and also Pak Yahya also mentioned on that chat. You may also send us what do you want to export to Kuwait. As organization, we may help you to help and then enter into a Kuwait market. And Mr. Sahib, our partners also very 100% help, and we are connecting each other, and we will help you to enter in Kuwait market. Kuwait market, Indonesian diaspora, most likely 10,000. But our friends Philippines, also from South Asia, also there, meaning the appetite, the taste, they are eating same food with us, meaning they are also market for us for Indonesian product. I think hope this webinar or this seminar will be very fruitful to you. Enjoy for the seminar, and we are ready to help you, inshallah. Thank you very much for my remarks. Thank you very much. And please, Ms. Nadia, to continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Hendra. Untuk remarks-nya, memang benar sekali bahwa saat ini kita sudah memiliki potensi perdagangan dan setiap tahunnya kita mencatat nilai perdagangan meningkat. Memang kita belum sebanding dengan Kuwait, tapi nilai dagang itu selalu ada dan selalu meningkat. Sebenarnya di tahun 2019 itu ada peningkatan sebesar 11% Pak dibandingkan dari tahun 2018, which is very good. Until this June, actually the volume trade is still positive, but because Indonesia has these limitations due to pandemic, then there are certain obstacles and trade volume is a little bit minus until now. But anyway, we will hope for better in the futures, because now we are accepting a lot of requests from Indonesia enterprises and even big companies who really interest to export their products in Kuwait. There are any questions regarding to this and business process, and therefore we have this webinar today, and then we invite our special guest today, speaker, Mr. Kazim Yadullah from World Suite Central, but we are still trying to connect with him. But anyway, Mr. Saib, I will read some of the questions that they sent to us, they requested from Indonesian companies on how to do business in Kuwait. There are certain products that they would like to know if there is a chance or opportunity to be exported to Kuwait, such as there are many virgin coconut oil, if you know, it's very booming in Indonesia in the health sectors, and then there are medical equipments as well, because we know that Kuwait is also producing surgical masks, but Indonesia is also producing, and now we have different kinds of surgical masks. We have in the cottons, we have in batik, just like the models right now for the modern. And they also offer a charcoal craft, and they have healthy as well. And they are really interested to this product to Kuwait. So, Sahib, how do you see the chance for this product to be exported in Kuwait?
Ms. Nadia, thank you very much again for giving me this opportunity to answer some questions. This is great. This is what we are looking for, Nadia. This is what we want. First of all, please let's agree that we have one mechanism of communicating between Kuwait Indonesian Business Council and Indonesian Kuwait Business Council, Mr. Hendra, and the other parties. So I believe we need to have a mechanism of communication. And the best way in this time is the email. So if we have a group of email that we will be all CC'd all together, and all the requests that comes from Indonesia comes to this group, everyone will take his part of participation and input. So for instance, if somebody has a project from Indonesia that he needs looking for an importer from Kuwait, this is easy for us. All we need to know is the trade. Then we will communicate directly to the exporters of the same trade, and we will introduce the project. If they are interested, then we will match them in a communication. And then also we will be also included in the communication all the way till the end, till they start doing the business. After that, they are on their own. They will continue. So I think this is the first step to do. Batik masks, I love it. I think this is, I can import this, but I don't know who does it. So I need somebody to ask me or to send me, so I know about these products. So I think the most important thing is to agree upon a mechanism that we communicate together through one window, which is the email. So this is my and on the other hand, I have not finished my website. As soon as I finish the website, everyone will be able to send the requests to the website directly. And at the same time, as soon as we receive this, we will send for all parties. We'll send to them to the embassy, Kuwait embassy, and to IKBC, and to Mr. Yahya, and to the others in the same time. So till that time, I think we need to make a group so we can answer all they have. Importing, Kuwait, is the biggest importer from the world. So, and the Indonesian product, we know it is good. We know they have been working together for a long time. So it should not be a hard practice to put two heads together. All we need is to get the information. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Sahib. Yeah, you are really correct that due to this pandemic, I think it's lots of easier for the business community to have a group, one group that can accommodate all the questions, the requests about how to do X nowadays. And I hope that if you have established your website and the group, we can share this to our business community in Indonesia as well. And then we are still trying to contact with Mr. Kazim. Is he online at the moment? But maybe we can, he's in? Okay. So, okay. Hello, welcome back, Mr. Kazim.
Welcome back. Sorry for a delay.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you back here. Yeah.
So I think we have proceeded with all the opening remarks and I hope you have the time now to present your presentations, and then please share the presentation from your side, and you can start.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you, Mr. Rayat and Ms. Nadia, for giving us this opportunity to share some of our experience and knowledge of Kuwait market and working with Indonesian company over the last 3 to 4 decades. And also, it is very nice and pleasant for us to meet Mr. Khaja, Truman, and Soraya. And hopefully, with this brief presentation which we have put together, we'll be able to contribute to improve partnership between Kuwait and Indonesia to a higher and next level. Without any further discussion, I would like to share with you a presentation we will put together, and hopefully we will find it useful. And please, if you have any question or comments, don't hesitate to let us know. Doing business in Kuwait. We are World Suite Center Company and Stores based in Kuwait. We will give you a brief introduction of our company profile. We'll have a discussion or a presentation on Kuwait market. Then we'll discuss and give you an outline of distribution, rule and regulations in Kuwait. And then further, we'll give you some background of Kuwait market characteristic and how to find in partners in Kuwait and business, doing business in Kuwait. Today, we will be concentrating mainly on FMCG, where our background is. We are mainly involved in import and distribution confectionery product in Kuwait. We, as a company, was established in 1967 by brothers. I'm one of the brothers. We predominantly active in import and distribution of confectionery, FMCG products in Kuwait market. We import from all over the world and with the distribution network throughout all segments of Kuwait market. We provide a turnkey solution for introduction and development of brands based on long-term objectives. We have approximately 3,000 plus 3,000 square meter of controlled temperature warehousing, 11 delivery vehicles. We have 3 locations. We in head office, which we mainly import and distribute. We also have 2 outlets. One is based in Kuwait Industrial Estate called Shuaik, and another one in south of Kuwait called Fahid. We have given you an outline of our business size over the last few years. We are aiming to achieve around $30 million this year. Business approach which we have practicing over the last few years, and thanks God, it's been very successful. We have a process which we go through. We try to identify potential brands that are compatible with Kuwait with principles for exclusive distribution. We evaluate them. We define the product's mix, pricing, channel strategy, and promotion requirement in close coordination with principals. Principals we refer here are the companies, the manufacturers outside Kuwait. We then, after done these 2 exercises, and we bring the product in Kuwait, we do our best to position the product in a way, position of the product at key location by investing in marketing and agreement for greater brand reach and equity. Having done all these works, then we obviously go into delivering the product to end user. Now, that was a brief cover of our company. Very quickly, I give you an outline of Kuwait market. Kuwait, as most of you would know, is approximately 4.5 million population, 1.5 million nationals, and 3 million expats. We have a GDP of 143 billion, and the GDP per capita is approximately 31,000 US dollar. Here in Kuwait, we do export of $55 billion and import of $31 billion per year. Kuwait market principally can be divided into two sections. One is the traditional trade, which have 35% of the market, and
Mr. Kazim? I think he has some technical problem again with his connection. Okay, we will try to contact him.
With the presentation.
Yeah.
Okay. As I was just explaining here, the market segmentation of Kuwait is almost the traditional trade and modern trade. The modern trade, 65% share of the market, and 35% belongs to traditional market. 2-3 decades ago, the mix was slightly different. It was 60% traditional and 40% modern trade. As it stands at the moment, we foresee that over the next decade, in 10 years' time, this 35%, 65% will change to 20% traditional and 80% modern trade. The traditional market consists of wholesalers and traditional supermarkets, plus convenience stores. The convenience stores, also we here locally call it akala. The large number of these convenience stores has been eliminated by interception of government, trying to promote the cooperatives further in society. Again, about 15 years ago, we had up to 15,000 convenience stores. However, as of beginning of this year, we only have 5,000 convenience stores. Going back into modern trade, the lion's share of the modern trade belongs to cooperatives, which is 85% of the market. 85% of modern trade market segment. Here, Kuwait retail sector is overseen by regulators, by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Its main objective are to support commercial and industrial activity in the country and to provide a standard and of consumer support for goods and services. However, over the last decade, 10 years ago, we've seen a few more of private supermarkets entering into Kuwait. Due to subsidies of the government and support of cooperatives, entrance of private supermarket has been limited and is actually the lowest among GCC countries. However, they share 15% of modern trade in Kuwait at the moment. There are 6 main chains. The biggest one is Sultan Center, and the new one, which started working around 3-4 years ago, is called Grand Hyper. Here we will cover some rule and import rules and regulation. First, we'll be talking about GCC standardization requirement. Kuwait obviously is part of GCC countries. GCC country has established an organization called GCC Standardization Organization, which address standardizing products import into GCC, and Kuwait is obviously one of them. So then we'll be covering another requirement and regulation, which is called Arabic translation. We will cover very briefly the halal certificate, and then last but not least, the contract between the importer and exporter. First, we will have a brief outline of import rules and regulation. As I said earlier on, there is a organization which is established by GCC countries. The GCC countries obviously is Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Qatar, and Bahrain. They established an organization called GCC Standardization Organization. The website I have highlighted here for any further references which you need to have. Here you will find a standardization for import of all products, any industry, from car part to furniture to goods, to foods, to clothing. All standardization is available in here. One of the requirements for importing product in Kuwait, for food product in Kuwait, is Arabic translation on the package. It is a mandatory and is must have. If it's any of one of these items is missing from products entering into Kuwait, normally it will put on hold and would be prohibited. The main 6 ones are nutrition table, product description. What we mean by product description, here we see example is a snack, and it will say a snack in Arabic. A net weight of the product, either is a unit or the display box or the carton has to be printed in Arabic on individual unit of cells. Then is ingredient. The ingredient, again, the specification for ingredient, you will find it in the previous website which I gave you earlier on, which is the GCC Standardization Cooperation Company. Ingredient list which is used in the product must be printed individually on the display box. The other one is a production expiry date, which has to be printed on the
Mr. Kazim? Mr. Kazim, I think we lost you again. So, but anyway, at the present, I have received so many comments and questions, and there's a very positive comments that most of the participants are willing and eager to join with Mr. Sahib and Mr. Hendra community business councils. And thank you that they're really, I can read that they are someone who needs assistance and they want to help their small, medium enterprises as well. Oh, Mr. Kazim, please come back. You'll come back with us.
The next part, which we will give you an outline, is the halal certificate. The halal certificate is actually 2 parts. There is halal certificate for products, which states that the slaughter of processed animal must be made following the Islamic rule. 2, so if you are using any products or any ingredient within the product which comes from animal, it must be made following the Islamic rules. Second, the product should not have contained any form of pork, meat, or derivative of pork. For example, in our industry, very frequently we use gelatin. So pork gelatin is not permitted to be used for product supply to GCC and Kuwait, of course. The other one is the use of alcohol is prohibited. Again, there is a certain percentage which is allowed. I will refer you to the standard leaflet which is available on the GCC Standardization Cooperation Organization. The last is the criteria for halal is able for food additives, packaging material, and chemical. These are the certificate, the halal certificate is for the product, and also we need to have a halal certificate for system, production system and process. Again, the detail of that I have here on the right. I have included some of the leaflets which is available on the GCC standardization organization, which gives you a lot of detail about the difference between the halal certificate for product and halal certificate for process and system of production. Now that we've gone through some of the basic information about the market, now we come to a stage that, the two companies have met, and then we need to import the product in Kuwait. One of the advisable issues need to be discussed between parties is a contract or a letter of agency. Contract and letter of agency is two different type of documents. The contract is usually a agreement which is a set of documentation with all the terms and conditions of supply and distribution for both parties, the principal, the manufacturers, and the importer or the agent in Kuwait, under which they agree to operate the business. So they really here, they establish an understanding, a vision, and a way forward for cooperation between two parties. At early stage, sometimes this is very difficult to implement because the two parties do not understand each other well. So there is another side step which we very frequently exercise, is that we have a letter of agency. In letter of agency is a very brief statement where the principal, the manufacturer, provide a letter which is legalized by Kuwait Embassy in Indonesia, where it states that they will choose the distributor and the product which they permit to distribute in Kuwait. And this is usually signed and certified by Kuwait Embassy. Once this is agreed and the two companies start working together, we go into next stage, which is distribution of product in Kuwait market. There is a certain rule and regulation which we have to follow here in order to be able to effectively and comprehensively market products. As we said earlier on, there are two clear parts of market: the modern trade and the traditional. For traditional segment of the market, there is no documentation and formal agreement is required. When the product is in Kuwait, you can freely, without any obstacles, you distribute in the traditional market. However, if we want to introduce products in modern trade, there is certain steps and formal steps which one has to take. First, we have to register the letter of agency or the contract with Kuwait Ministry of Commerce. Ministry of Commerce issue us a letter where it says that company is representative of the manufacturer in Kuwait and they can sell these list of items in Kuwait market. Having that registration in hand, then you need to approach cooperative union. Cooperative union is a body which is a government control and managed, and the cooperative union oversees all cooperatives activity, all the items entered and listed in the cooperatives. Registration and assigning product with cooperative union is a mandatory to have in order to be able to distribute them in each individual co-ops. Cooperative union sets the RSP for every item to be entered in cooperative union. So once the RSP, what I mean by RSP is a retail sales unit, the cooperative union decides on the pricing of the item. Then they will issue with the documents for each item, where it says the item, the weight, the production, the item, the production, the country of origin, the company of the production, and the unit of sales. With these documents, then you'll be able to approach each individual co-ops, which, as I said earlier on, we have 63 co-ops in Kuwait, to list them with each individual co-ops. Without this certificate, you are not able to list any of these items in cooperative union. Sorry, in co-ops. So you have to register the items in cooperative union, then you'll be able to distribute them and list them into individual co-ops. The listing is obviously registration of item with each individual co-ops and key accounts. Once that is established, now you have a freedom of introducing the product in the market. So we've gone through, of course, bringing the product, listing it, getting formal approval by Ministry of Commerce, listed with the cooperative union, and then listing it with individual co-ops and key accounts. These are the formalities so far we have gone through in order to be a more effective approach and being able to list and have a long-term business on these products. We have to have a set of strategies. The set of strategy which every company in Kuwait must have and be shared and developed by the principal or manufacturers are marketing strategy, sales strategy, distribution strategy, branding and management strategy. Without these clear and stated strategies, the likelihood of success of product in Kuwait is limited. I'm glad to say that over the last 3 to 4 decades, which we've been working with Indonesian companies, here, if I may use 1 or 2 examples of products which we have, companies which we have introduced. I start with a company called PT Nabati, which has a brand of SIP and Riches. We actually were introduced to this company by commercial section of Indonesian embassy in Kuwait. During one of the meetings which I had there, I was given a leaflet and a small sample of this product. And after evaluating it here in Kuwait by our sales and marketing team, we start communication with the Nabati, and we introduced the first product in Kuwait in January 2019 with a value of $6,000. I'm glad to say that having gone through the last 24 months, or nearly 24 months, we are now reaching approximately $500,000 US dollars. This is one of the key success which we have recently, and the main reason is 1, communication and understanding between us in Kuwait and the manufacturer in Jakarta. 2, having a clear and open understanding of a marketing, sales, distribution, and branding strategy. And with using of this approach, this has been a successful. Again, if I may here using another example, we have a PT Mayora, which is again another big company in Indonesia who produce Kopiko brand and also produce Danisia biscuits and Coffee Joy and Choki Choki. We introduced this company product in Kuwait market in early 1980. Again, the first year we only were doing around under $10,000 US business, and we are pleased to say that now the business is more than $1 million. It's actually a few million per year as it stands at the moment. Another one which we introduced successfully in early 2000 was PT UP range of product, which is jelly gummies. Again, very successful. Is available in all segments of the market. Very popular in Kuwait. Again, we started with around $10,000 US per annum, and now a multi-million business in Kuwait. In order to be successful in Kuwait, one needs to have a clear understanding of its characteristics and traits in our industry. Here, I will give you an outline of some of the characteristics of Kuwait market. We have a low season, which is usually from May to August, due to the high temperature, which can reach over 50 degrees. Lots of people in Kuwait actually leave the country. So introduction of new item during summertime is not advisable and not wise to do so, because the market shrinks drastically. However, during this low season, our purchasing team and sales team of our principal are extremely busy, because they have to prepare and develop new items for the new season. And the new season, same as everywhere else, starts is with back to school, which usually in Kuwait around September, late September, early October. And this is the best time to introduce new item in Kuwait market. The other season, which is extremely high for our range of products, is Ramadan. Due to local custom festivities, confectionery product become highly demanded. The custom festivity which I refer to here, which probably Mr. Saleh would know, is Girgaan. And during Girgaan, we here in Kuwait, every household must have confectionery and have to have it at home due to the customary which we have here. So this is another peak season for us. Traits, young and energetic with opulent taste and purchasing power, with the customary links to consumption of confectionery in Kuwait is very high. Type of products which is useful for us, again, if you have to divide the product by its share of the market, chocolate is very popular in Kuwait market. Of course, product packaging and design needs to be appropriate for age group and target market. For example, a 1 kilogram bags is no use to sell it to under 15 years old age, or vice versa. A 15-gram might not be able to sell very well in supermarkets. So packaging of the product is very, very important based on the target market and segment. Demand for healthy food, although it's still low in comparison to other countries, however, is gradually increasing due to government promotion and support. One of the questions I think we hear stated earlier on as well by our colleagues and my new friends, that how can we find our partners? Here, the way we look at it is the approach we have taken over the last 2-3 decades is our first point of contact for having a good established companies in Indonesia is commercial section of Indonesian Embassy in Kuwait. As I earlier on stated, one of the examples, a company called Nabati were introduced to us by Indonesian Embassy commercial section, and now it has been a success for us. The other area where we usually approach is regional exhibitions. There is a very big and now becoming one of the main exhibition in the Middle East area. It's called Gulf Food, which is based usually take place in Dubai, UAE, in February every year. This exhibition is across all food products. It's not just confectionery. It is a 5-day event and is extremely busy. And I advise anyone who wants to visit this exhibition or participate, have a stand in the Gulf Food, to plan it early and very early, sometimes once a year in advance, because due to the number of people visiting this exhibition, accommodation is very limited and the transportation sometimes become very difficult. There is another exhibition again in UAE, Dubai. It takes place in October. It's called UMEX. It's more specific to our range of product, which is confectionery. There is another one which has recently been introduced and is now taking momentum and is getting bigger and bigger. I personally have become aware of that about 5 years ago. It's called Foodex, which takes place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia during November. So these are the regional exhibition which takes place in our area. There is an international one. The main one, which is the biggest confectionery exhibition in the world, is called ISM, and it takes place in Cologne, Germany. It is again a 4 days now. It used to be 5. Now it's 4 days event. It takes place in Cologne, Germany during January. And we in World Suite Center have been visiting this exhibition since 1982. And the place we actually met PT Mayora, one of the biggest confectionery company in Indonesia. We actually met in ISM, Germany. The same as PT Mayora, PT Nabat, PT UP. Also, we met them in ISM, Germany. This is only confectionery, and the people from all over the world, Middle East, Far East, European, America, South America, everywhere is they usually participate, and there's a huge again exhibition. Again, if anybody planning to visit this exhibition, please plan it in advance. Even this year, during the coronavirus pandemic, which we have at the moment, the last information I had from them was they are operating, and there is a lot of company is participating in ISM Germany. There is two other one, which is mainly food, not confectionery, but food. ISM is confectionery only. There is two more, which it takes place in Europe and is again very popular, but these two are food food exhibition. Is Anuga in Germany and Ciel in France, and these two are biannual, every 2 years. Of course, one of the main one, which I had the opportunity to visit over the last 10 years, is the Trade Expo in Indonesia. Usually takes place in October. And the size of this Trade Expo is increasing every year. I remember back maybe 7-8 years ago, when I used to attend, only 4 or 5 confectionery company was present. Last year, when I visited there, one big hall, which is, I would say, more than 50 companies was available. And it gave us the opportunity, obviously, to visit them more often, have the opportunity to see the product live, and have the opportunity to discuss first time with the responsible people in each individual company in trade exposure. Last but not least is which is a regional exhibition based in Far East, and it's called Triflex Thailand, and it takes place in June. This is a brief outline of our presentation today. Hopefully we'll have further opportunity to discuss this further, and also I hope this brief presentation was found useful and helpful for all participants here. And if there are any questions or comments, we will come to have, and hopefully we'll use this webinar to be able to expand our partnership and create an opportunity for companies in Indonesia and companies in Kuwait to get together more frequently and develop the economy between the two countries more. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kazim. It is indeed a very comprehensive presentation from your side. And then you have mentioned all the important points for our exporters, and I hope they are listening very well. And then they want to have your presentation. If you don't mind, we can share to them after this webinar as well. So maybe I will summarize, a short summarize of what your presentation in Bahasa Indonesia, if you don't mind. Before we go to Mr. Yahya, Bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu sekalian, tadi saya belum sempat memperkenalkan Pak Kazim ini. Beliau adalah salah satu importir produk utama Indonesia di Kuwait yang telah berbisnis sejak 10 tahun ke belakang. Saat ini beliau adalah importer produk makanan ringan dan minum-minuman dari PT Nabati, Mayora, PT Yupi, dan lain-lain. Beliau ini adalah salah satu partisipan aktif untuk Trade Expo Indonesia. Beliau tadi telah menjelaskan secara detail regulasi untuk ekspor ke Kuwait. Kuwait sebagai salah satu anggota negara GCC memiliki standar ekspor yang sama. Jadi apabila Bapak Ibu ingin berekspor ke sini, mungkin nanti dapat melihat kembali paparan dari beliau. Beliau juga sempat menyebutkan salah satu regulasi yang harus diikuti adalah sertifikasi dari halal. beliau menyebutkan bahwa sertifikasi halal itu tidak hanya yang berhubungan dengan bagaimana menyembelih hewan atau produk itu tidak mengandung produk dari pork atau babi, tetapi packagingnya dan ingredientsnya, zat aditifnya itu juga termasuk dalam regulasi yang disebutkan di sertifikat halal tersebut. Kemudian poin lain yang saya catat adalah mengenai kooperatif. Kooperatif di sini adalah salah satu supermarket yang dimiliki setengah pemerintah dan juga oleh swasta. Ini adalah salah satu supermarket utama di Kuwait. 65% produk-produk itu dipasarkan melalui koop, sehingga apabila produk kita sudah berhasil dijual atau ditaruh di koop ini berarti telah mengikuti standar regulasi yang ada di sisi Bapak Ibu sekalian. Kemudian pentingnya untuk meregistrasi surat perjanjian kerjasama dengan partner kita di Kuwait ini melalui Kementerian Perdagangan setempat, Kadin Kuwait. Hal ini juga saya rasa sama prosesnya di Indonesia. Dan tanpa memperpanjang waktu, saya mengundang Pak Sunario dari Bisnis Forum Indonesia untuk menanggapi paparan dari Mr. Kazim sebelum kita lanjut ke question and answer. Silakan Pak Yahya, kami persilakan. We're trying to connect with Mr. Yahya, and then he represent the business people from Indonesia. So, Mr. Yahya, kenapa?
Yes, suara saya jelas ya?
Jelas. Oke, Pak Yahya.
Halo, suara saya jelas?
Siap, jelas Pak.
Oke.
Oke,
ya, baik.
Mungkin langsung saja videonya bisa nyusul, Pak. But anyway, Mr. Tim, your explanation was and your presentation was really good, and then especially about the halal certification itself that I have mentioned to our participant that it's not only.
Okay, baik. Yeah. Very sorry because the connection is very bad today due to very heavy rain almost all the day and every day. So I would all the gentlemen from Kuwait scenario. I'm in charge as chairman of CEO Business Forum Indonesia, and also I'm in charge in Kadin Chamber of Commerce. Yes, reconnect again. So, wow, I'm a bit stressed with the connection. So, our group, CEO Business Forum Indonesia, consists of 3 groups of members. The first is Premier Group, consists of prominent businessmen, prominent companies like Mayora, like Garuda Food. And if you say Riches is previously 15 years ago was my client also. Second group is regular members, and the third group is small and medium enterprise members, or we call it in Indonesia UMKM. So our aim in with our CEO Business Forum is to build mutual benefit and relationship and collaboration between our members, and also to explore any business opportunity, both locally and internationally. So we also collaborate with embassies all over the world, and also with Indonesia Diaspora Business Council, and also Indonesia Diaspora Network all over the world. So we can promote our product and also invite investors also to come to Indonesia. Now, as already described by Mr. Hendra Thurman about the economic condition of Indonesia, we do hope that by early of next year, after vaccine already distributed in Indonesia, our economy will become better and better and better. And also, we also want to foster our export sector, especially from industry and small medium enterprise. And now in this session, also join some small medium enterprise from our members, and some corporation. For example, Victoria Care Indonesia, they produce personal care already exported to China, to Japan, and also to Southeast Asia. And we prepare for Middle East because many requests from Middle East countries also. And Gaharu, PT Gaharu, Pak Gunawan also join. They offer sandalwood for Gaharu wood for sisa. And also from coffee maker, coffee manufacturer. For example, Ibu Yuliana, Mrs. Yuliana, Caldera Coffee, who has already setting the collaboration with Kuwait distributor. So we do hope that through Kuwait Indonesia Business Council and also Indonesia Kuwait Business Council, we will foster the collaboration between both countries. I do not know that even any economic partnership between Kuwait and Indonesia. Maybe Pak Dubes, Pak Ambassador, Pak Ritariat can explain about the economic partnership agreement between Indonesia and Kuwait. Because this is very important due to the tariff. We also concerned with the tariff for export to Kuwait and Middle East countries. Sometimes I hear that the import duty is quite big enough. So in this moment, I would like to say thank you to Pak Ritariat as the ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia, Ibu Nadia, Pak Hendra Thurman, and also all businessmen from Kuwait. And we do hope that we can collaborate further and deeper in the future between both countries. This is my opinion regarding to the presentation. And better we answer some question from our side because I've already received some message through my handphone asking for the regulation, also the possibility of finding out any distributor in Kuwait as soon as possible. So by early of next year, we can go to Kuwait together, and maybe we can do a solo exhibition in Kuwait. What do you think, Pak Ambassador, Pak Ritariat? Do you agree with this? Right.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, that's all from my side. I give it to Ibu Nadia to arrange the question and answer session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Yahya, for your kind remarks. And then actually, we have also received the similar questions to either to Mr. Sahib or Mr. Kazim. So I think we can proceed to question and answer section. One of the questions is by, let me find, Mr. Bobby Persulesi. I think he asked about the regulation to export products for personal care in Kuwait. Is there any regulation about the health regulations from the Ministry of Health? Maybe Mr. Kazim and Mr. Sahib and relate to this answer. Thank you to these questions.
Yes, definitely there is a regulation requirement for health product in Kuwait, which is exactly the same as the regulation which is stated in the GCC standardization cooperation. I suggest that the website which I mentioned earlier on in one of the slides, if they visit this website, there is a few handouts which is available and gives you lots of detail. The percentage of each individual ingredient which can be used or allowed or not allowed, the method of production, and so on. There's lots of information available there. And for every category, there is a health food or a health products or confectionery or any other products. Every product has got a set criteria, and there is a set documentation which can be obtained from this website. And if they can visit any of those, they are easily available. They can have a copy, either a soft copy or hard copy. Both of them is available from the website. Again, the address is I given earlier on. I repeat here again. It's called gso.org.sa. It is a organization which is address all standardization for all type of products. Again, from computer to health products, food products, for all GCC countries is available there. And Kuwait follow this regulation.
I think we can find the website address in your presentation, but I would like to go to Mr. Sahib, how to find the partner. I mean, as we know that when we are exporting our goods or products from Indonesia, it is really important to find the local partner in here as a importer or as the distributor. And then to us as the embassy, we always regard to the KCCI's list, and then we always communicate with the KIBC about the relevant of the companies. So is there any inputs from your side how to find the partners and what to be prepared from our side, from the exporters? Thank you. Please, side.
Thank you. Again, this is all related to the type of products and the trade of these products who are interested in Kuwait. In Kuwait, we can find individuals, we can find companies, and some contractors that they do get some tenders from the government. Some of the products may be part of some tenders that is bidded by the contractors in the governmental sector. So for instance, if you are talking about Ministry of Health, they do bring up some tenders that some contractors would like to bid for, and in that items there might be some products that Indonesia produces. Therefore, they will contact them. So in order to do that, they need to know that Indonesian companies, manufacturers can produce those type of products. Therefore, what we are talking about is having this channel that we receive all the mail list and all the products, brochures, everything in one hub, and then we will, and our team, we will distribute it to the right trades. Of course, Mr. Yahya also mentioned a very good idea of the exhibition in Kuwait. This has been a talk that I have talked to Mr. Ambassador about it a while ago, and we were going to have an Indonesian exhibition in Kuwait and bring whoever is interested to introduce their products in Kuwait. Hopefully, after coronavirus situation, we can arrange for a small expo, then a bigger every year. So I urge whoever has a product, please do not hesitate to contact me on my email or the whatever the tool that Mr. Ambassador and the embassy would like to have, in order everybody to share this information together. We will help everybody, but please pass to us the products so we can find the investors.
Thank you, Mr. Sahib. Jadi bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu mungkin bisa dilihat di grup chat. Pak Sahib dan Pak Hendra telah menyampaikan alamat emailnya. Mungkin bisa berkoordinasi langsung untuk mengetahui jenis produk yang sedang dibutuhkan oleh pemerintah Kuwait. Mr. Sahib juga menyampaikan untuk produk kesehatan atau medical equipments itu di Kuwait saat ini ditangani langsung oleh pemerintah Kuwait dalam rangka pandemi ini. Jadi mereka mempunyai sistem tender untuk setiap perusahaan menawarkan produknya, dan mereka akan menilai, melakukan kualifikasi produk-produk yang mereka perlu dan butuhkan. Jadi untuk alat-alat kesehatan itu saat ini masih melalui proses tender dari Kementerian Kesehatan Kuwait. Untuk informasi lebih lanjut, mungkin nanti bisa melakukan komunikasi dengan Pak Sahib, dengan KBRI Kuwait, dan dengan Pak Hendra. Baik, untuk pertanyaan berikutnya ini saya lirik sebentar ke YouTube. So we have another questions from YouTube because we all also live streaming this webinar via our embassy's YouTube. It's very interesting from Mr. Rudy. He asked about the agriculture community. Is there any opportunities to export agricultural community to Kuwait? Mr. Kazim, what do you think about this?
You have to excuse me here. Unfortunately, I don't have the knowledge and background to with the agricultural products. As I said, we are mainly involved in FMCG type and food products. Sorry, again, I'm sure there is through communication by this community. I will try to find further information if it's required.
Yeah. Untuk Bapak Rudi yang dari YouTube, bila masih menyaksikan, memang Kuwait saat ini sedang mengembangkan swasembada pertanian, dan KBRI telah membantu beberapa perusahaan Indonesia, memfasilitasi perusahaan Indonesia untuk ekspor produk pertanian, antara lain benih ikan dan jenis pupuk, beberapa benih sayur-sayuran segar, juga telah berhasil masuk ke pasar Kuwait. Jadi memang ada potensi untuk produk pertanian di sini. Mungkin untuk pertanyaan lebih lanjut, kali ini we have one of our participant here is Mrs. Juliana Dewi. She would like to share his experience because she has signed the agreement with Kuwait importers for coffee products, but I think she has some knowledge that needs to be shared, how to communicate, how to do business with Kuwait in person. I would like to invite Ms. Juliana Dewi. Hello, Ibu Julie.
Thank you.
Hello,
Hello, Bu Juliana.
Okay. Hello, Miss
Ibu.
Daddy.
Your video.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 5 minutes.
Can you see? Can you see my? Can you hear my sound?
Yes, I can hear your voice very clearly, Ibu Juliana, please.
But we have to see your face.
Okay, wait a second, Pak. Because I have difficulty how to show off my face. Okay, wait a second. Okay, if I'm not use my face, is it okay? because wait a second. Oh, okay, this is the video. Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, Pak Yahya, have you seen my face?
We all can see you now, Ibu Juliana.
Okay. Okay, Miss Nadia, what I can share to this forum? Maybe you can ask me clearly.
Yes, maybe you can just share your previous commitment with Kuwait importers regarding your coffee products, and if there's any difficulties that you found, and then how you solve the problem and how you communicate with them, how many months you spend to sign the business deals.
Yeah.
Encourage our uh, business community from Indonesia.
Thank you, Miss
Something
Nadia.
like testimony, a
Okay,
testimony.
Yes.
thank you, Pak Yahya. As I think this is normal that to find a buyer it is not easy. Even theoretical it is easy, but in fact it is not easy. But in this pandemic session, I think it is the time for Caldera Coffee to expand our market not only to Canada as usual, but also we try to have target market in Middle East. Like Miss Nadia asking to me how long the communication created during this new business until contract, it takes about 6 months. 6 months. And this is not easy because of we have to uh, promote our product, and our target buyer have to knows about our product first, and we have to explain about our product and what is the privilege of our product, what is our experience with the trade before we come to Middle East, and this is we have to explain to the targeted buyer. And while they interested to while the targeted buyer interested with the target with our product, so we have to continue the discussion about the detail, the target market. Okay, the target market. From my contract, what Caldera get is we have this. No, no, sorry, we have agreement that Caldera coffee will be marketed not only in Kuwait but also in another country outside Kuwait, like UAE, and then Saudi Arabia, and then Egypt. Means that what we create with the business partner is something like we create not only local partner but co-founder, something like co-founder of the company. So we want to try to elaborate our business partner to be the owner of the business. This is what our experience before in Canada. We have been there for 7 years. If we only based on our experience, if we only doing business only like seller and buyer, maybe the ownership is not engaged. So we try to find the partnership to be engaged with us. That's why we try to make our partnership as our business partner, but also as a co-founder of our company. And it is not easy. So many communication and so many communication and so many explanation we have to explain until we have the same what we
Vision.
call it, vision mission, right? Until we have the same vision mission, and while we have the same vision mission, so we create the contract and we discuss about the contract, and then after that we talk about what we will export to Middle East country, because of our focus now not only for roasted coffee but also for green bean coffee. That's why what we are planning for export to Kuwait is green bean coffee, not only in small volume, but our plan is in huge volume. This is what we are planning starting today.
So
Maybe this is what, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I think you have implemented all the regulation that have mentioned by Mr. Kazim in his presentation before. Like you will,
Yes.
I heard that you will send your coffee sample to Kuwait.
Yes, correct. Correct.
And
Yeah.
then all the samples should be labeled in Arabics, and then you have to mention all the ingredients and the packagings, how you,
Yes.
yeah, based on
Yes,
the
correct.
standard from
Yes,
Kuwait.
correct. Because of when we come to the market, we have to when we come to the market, we have to what we call it, uh, uh, menyesuaikan apa ya Bu? Okay.
Comply with
Yeah, we
the
have to adjust. Okay, we have to adjust our product with each country regulation. Let's say we have experience in Canada, and then we are now we are trying to come to United States. Okay, we have to follow United States regulation. Now we come to Middle East, so we have to come up with the Middle East regulation. And maybe Bu Nadia, maybe we will share also about what the process of contract that we have to follow. Is it okay that after
uh,
after we get the contract, we have to legalize the contract?
yes. This
Okay.
is important.
Yeah, we have to legalize the contract to Indonesian Chamber and Commerce in Indonesia, and then
Yes.
to Ministry of Law and Human Rights in Indonesia, and Indonesian Foreign Ministry in Indonesia, and also Kuwait Embassy in Indonesia. This is what we have done for the contract between Caldera Coffee and a company in Kuwait. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Juliana.
Bu Juliana, have you already registered your brand in Kuwait?
Uh, Now not yet, Pak, because of the contract. The contract is newly signing, but after. Okay, because of in importer side, there also some registration should be registered in imported sites. Let's say they have to register in foreign affairs in United States and commerce and industry in United States, and also the sample should be registered to Kuwait municipality.
Yes.
Okay. This is what we have done in importer side, Pak. After this all finished, then registration for Caldera Coffee will be doing in Kuwait.
Okay.
May I know what is the company name in Kuwait that you have made the deal with?
Union Elite.
Sorry again.
Union Elite.
Union
Elite. International Union Elite. Elite Union, sorry. International Elite Union Company.
Can you give me the spelling, Elite?
Elite. EELITE. Patariat and Miss Nadia also has met with the importer, sir.
Yeah, we will discuss about this later on because following to, thank you Miss Juliana, Ibu Dewi, terima kasih atas waktunya hari ini.
Okay, thank you very much.
May I add one point here?
Yes, please, Mr. Kazim.
Registering products or brand name is independent of your assigned agent or distributor. You, as the owner of the brand, can register the product in Kuwait through a solicitor or a lawyer which is based in Kuwait, and they do all the documentation and they register the product, and the product is registered under your company name and is not related to the agent or representative you have in Kuwait.
Okay.
You don't have to, even you don't have to, any companies doesn't have to have the product in Kuwait or available in Kuwait or distributed in Kuwait. However, they can register the product in Kuwait for future use.
Okay,
and
understand.
The owner of registration is the brand owner, which is the manufacturer.
Wow.
This is different than listing.
Okay.
This is different than listing the products in cooperative union and supermarkets and modern trade. This is a different aspect of the business. There is registration of the brand in Kuwait, and there is a listing of the product for marketing in Kuwait.
Okay, well, understand, sir. Okay.
Good advice. Very good advice, Bu Juliana.
Okay.
Very good advice.
Okay. Yeah, Pak Yahya, this is very good advice. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay. Bu Nadia, may I ask one question to some of the speaker? One question only.
Yeah, sure. Because sure.
Yeah.
We still
Right. Very short question only. I've just got a message from Victoria. So they want to ask how to register the company brand. Also, they want to find out a distributor. So they want to contact either with Mr. Which one to contact, Mr. Kasib or Mr. Shakib to ask for more advice penetrating Kuwait market. This is for personal care product. This is number 3 in Indonesia for personal care product. Please advise. Already halal certified. Thank you.
about the personal care products.
Oh, yes. Something like scrubbing and also lotion.
Like a cosmetic, herbal cosmetics, and
not decorative cosmetic. This is for about for body.
I see.
And also perfumeries. Perfumeries also. Perfumeries is like this. Perfumeries.
Okay, maybe we can have Mr. Sahib to answer these questions about the personal care products to Kuwait. You can unmute your audio first. Sorry.
Sorry, can you just tell me the question again? I was not hearing you well.
Mr. Yahya, Mr. Yahya asking about the personal care regulation for Kuwait.
And also distributorship in Kuwait.
Yeah.
The distributor, there are many. I mean, distribution regulation is mainly between the manufacturer and the vendor and the the importer. Normally, this is between them. However, the rules and regulations on the products has to be approved by the authorities. But the distribution agreements normally between the two parties, and normally it is easy, shouldn't be a big deal, because it's all about the sales targets and what are the benefits between each other, between the two parties. But again, it should be easy, Mr. Yahya. Just as soon as we find the importer here, then the distribution contracts are standards.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I hope Mr. Sahib answer your questions. And if there's any comments from Mr. Hendra.
Yes, hello. Thank you very much. Actually, I just try to wrap up this or summarize for this discussion, because I checked the chat and many people still ask many things from different products or different industry. I think all participants here who may know about the Kuwait market, of course, we have two sources here, Mr. Sahib as Kuwait Indonesian Business Council, and also our friends, particularly for food business. I think Mr. Kazim already here in this seminar. I think both of them has many information about Kuwait. And for Indonesian side, of course, this organization, Indonesian Kuwait Business Council, so we already established since 2016. And of course, our organization is one to help everybody here or Indonesian businessmen to enter the Kuwait market. I think I just put on the chat our organization email, so you may send all the company profile and what do you really need for the business itself, and or any question, just send us the email, and we will summarize it and we will send it to Mr. Saheb and also Mr. Kazim related to the food business, and also CC of course with His Excellency Pak Tri Taryat and also our friends Ibu Nadia of course. So we are in a loop. I think it's better to have this because I saw it in the chat from different business, for the wood business and also for the food business, also from the health industries. As you know, now we are also ready to be to export our health, something like mask or anything. You know, many things that we can sell to Kuwait. I think let's try to do this. I think we're gonna move forward and we're gonna serve you also as organization, inshallah. I think it's my comment regarding so many questions, but I'm trying to summarize it. Thank you very much, Bu Nadia.
Thank you, Pak Hendra. Before we end this webinar, I would like to read some of the comments in the chat box. We have received one comment from Arjuna Citra Indonesia. It's a business company, PT Arjuna Citra Indonesia, based as a food and beverage manufacturer. They produce fruits and vegetables with a frozen dried process and also vacuum frying. They would like to have if there's any opportunities for their products in Kuwait as well, because they have export their products and they have several suppliers in South Korea. Of course, we are welcome for your company profile here, and then we will distribute your company to our partner here in Kuwait, as well as to Mr. Sahib here. And then there is also some questions about the current and future plan for tourism promotion between Indonesia and Kuwait. He is looking for serious investor in tourism sector for Indonesia and Kuwait, especially in Lombok Island. And then he also offer pearls to Kuwait. I think this is very interesting because maybe you all know that Lombok is one of province in Indonesia that manufacture or have pearls in to be exported. And then would you like to answer this current and future plan for tourism promotion between Indonesia and Kuwait, Mr. Ambassador?
Yes, first of all, let me respond to the proposal made by Pak Yahya and Pak Sahib on the exhibition of Indonesian products. Yes, it is still in our plan, but unfortunately, this pandemic hit us, and we need to revisit again the idea. And I'm sure that this type of exhibition will help our friends from Indonesia to open also the eyes of the Kuwaitis market on the potentials of Indonesian products. And then secondly, from the government to government cooperation point of view, we are working on establishing a joint trade committee. So after last year's business summit, Indonesia and Kuwait, and the meeting of the foreign minister, Ibu Retno, with her counterpart, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Kuwait, there are many things happening in the sector of economic and trade cooperation. So Joint Trade Committee is one of them. In addition to that, also we are working on the investment treaty. As far as the economic partnership agreement is concerned, Pak Yahya, we are working actually with broader membership of countries, which is GCC. So I understand that the Ministry of Trade of Indonesia is now working with GCC Secretariat to have start of discussion on the economic partnership agreement between Indonesia and Gulf countries. So I think that will be a good entry for Indonesian products, not only to Kuwait, but also to other countries in the Gulf. So I think Pak Kazem already mentioned a little bit in his presentation on how basically the Gulf Cooperation Council regulations will ease the process of importing products from Indonesia. And finally, of course, channel of communication very much open. Thanks, Pak Sahib, and other open for channeling and bridging the interest between Indonesian exporters, Kuwaiti importers, and vice versa. Jadi terima kasih masukannya teman-teman sekalian. Kita sangat terbuka. Saya belum menutup saat ini, tapi silahkan kesempatan ini. Kita memiliki dua organisasi yang sangat memiliki dedikasi tinggi, Kuwait Indonesia Business Council dan Indonesia Kuwait Business Council, yang siap membantu kita semua. Dan tentunya dari sektor kalangan usaha juga, Pak dengan timnya sangat membantu proses ini. Silahkan kami dari KBRI siap untuk memfasilitasinya. Terima kasih Bu Nadia.
Pak Dubes, maybe one last comments from the Q&A chat box. Mr. Sahib has mentioned that real work to be done, real business doesn't not only about opportunities anymore. Miss Indrawati Sinaga, I hope I pronounce your name correctly. She is from the SMEs in Indonesia, and then she says that it will be much more fast and efficient if SMS companies are communicate through Mr. Yahya and Mr. Hendra, Mr. Sahib under these two business council, and they really need the regulation that SMEs must follow under Kuwait's government regulations. If it's through one window and be monitored with one window, then they can assure about their quality, quantity, the price, and then hopefully the SMS from Indonesia can export to Kuwait. I think it's a very positive comment and efforts from SMEs of Indonesia.
Ibu. Halo, Ibu Nadia.
Pak Hendra, silakan bila ingin menanggapi.
Oke, terima kasih. Just waiting if Ibu Indrawati will explain to you directly. But actually, my comment is like this. It is what I'm thinking about. It's really hard to think about the SMA, right? Since SMA, as we know, Ibu Indrawati, many friends, like I believe Pak Yahya also do the same thing. Many SMA asking us how to enter market outside the countries. I think it is part of our effort, because since our partners in outside the countries such as Kuwait, as Mr. Kazim also mentioned, how to enter, or so they came now already in the market is, as you know, Mayoras, Japes, and also what else? from Nabati, right? This is big companies in Indonesia. Which products to do the same? I think it is big question. But I'm just thinking about this. The philosophy is about kereta api. You know, it looks like the locomotive. We need one locomotive brand, yeah, for outside the countries. I just want to mention also regarding this brand, so-called Plus 62 brand. We just developed this brand to enter outside the countries. It is from SMA, not only one brand. Because entering the market, entering the outside market, as you know, there's bureaucracy. There's it looks like FDA now is SFDA, something like that is needs to be done with us SMA. So in this one brand, I think it's very good because they can advise us. I think the most important thing not brand from SMA, but how we can run the business. You know, we can produce. So everybody who work with us, they have benefit on production, right? I think the rest is something we can reach for SMA. Yeah, that's why we create one brand. So after this one brand, of course, we can make this happen. Entering and then regulation, paperwork, and everything. It is the hard job. Well, we can make it if we do the same thing like that. It is one of the solution itself. I think it is very important. And regarding my comment from His Excellency Pak Tritarya regarding what is that the expo itself, I'm so glad that Pak Yaya also have the same thing with us. We mentioned last year with Pak Tritarya also the same thing, but we are not lucky. We are facing tremendously, the COVID-19 is damaging us. I think we're trying to create. I think Pak Saheb or Mr. Saheb also agree about this. How if we create something virtually, like others, like virtual trade expo, but we want to conduct by early November. I think we can do something like that if you agree. So we can create something like that also for Kuwait, inshallah. I think we are ready for the platform itself is ready, Pak His Excellency Ibu Nadia. Also, if this is one of the opportunity to us, we can make it, inshallah, by November or by December or early January. We can make it like that, inshallah. Especially for Kuwait, by virtual exhibition like that, inshallah. I think this is my comment. Thank you very much, Bu Nadia. Thank you.
There's also one questions or one request from our participant here for Mr. Sahib, Mr. Muhandis Fahim. He would like to have your input about his question on the future plan for tourism between Indonesia and Kuwait.
I think about tourism, now we need to ask the World Organization of Health before asking us. We don't know when they will ease the regulations of transportation. As soon as they give us, I think we can start, working on the tourism area. We have lots of friends that they have, this tourism lines of business, and we can introduce many resorts and many things in Indonesia. So, but let's hope this pandemic issue finishes soon, and we will get the vaccine by end of the year. Then all the world will get more safer to travel. This is about the tourism. I would like to thank Mr. Hendra on emphasizing on the virtual exhibition. I am ready for that. All the technical people, technologies are available. All we need is to manage it with an exhibition firm from Indonesia, so we can put all the Indonesian companies to participate in this exhibition or a virtual forum. If we can do that, then we are ready to do it. I would prefer the beginning of the year, since we have 2 months to go from this
for the preparation of
from this year. So on the other hand, we are again, we are ready to receive all the requirements on our email, and we answer them fully as soon as possible. And thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for your time. Thank you, Mr. Hendra, Mr. Kadhim, Mr. Yahya, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think I will read one last comment. It's from Shirley Budi Hartono from Natural Joy. Natural producing healthy foods using natural, organic, gluten-free, dairy-free, preservative-free ingredients. They are looking for opportunities to export their products to Kuwait. I think Kuwait is also booming with healthy products right now. And then Ibu Shirley, kita tunggu katalog Ibu, bisa Ibu sampaikan ke alamat email KBRI Kuwait, Ibu. I think we have come to the end of this webinar. It lasts, I think we have 30 minutes extra from our previous arrangement today. And then we are very thankful to the speakers that attend today, Mr. Sahib, Mr. Kazim, Pak Yahya, dan Pak Hendra for today's webinar, and to all the participants. We have more than 100 participants at the Zoom meeting. And then I think we have some more than 20 persons also at the YouTube live streaming in Kuwait. And then hopefully Indonesian Embassy will be able to answer all the questions at the moment. May I have Mr. Ambassador to close this webinar? Thank you.
Well, there is nothing that thank you very much for all presenters today, good friends of us. And we are now becoming good friends in working together on improving cooperation between Indonesia and Kuwait. So first of all, very much thank you very much for Mr. Kazim and Mr. Sahib for opening eyes on the rules, regulations, opportunities of exporting our products to Kuwait. And certainly for Pak Hendra and Pak Yahya, I think from today's webinar, not only we have homework, but also things to do in the future. We agreed on more communications, having a closer cooperation between Indonesia and Kuwait. We'll work on how future product expo will be done. I perhaps agree with Pak Sahib. Maybe we need some more time. Let's say early of the year. As what Pak Kazim says, the best time to export is, among other timings, is before Ramadan. So I think January of 2021 will be a good idea to have these activities done. And I agree, let's pray that this pandemic will go over very soon, so that we can have more intensive and extensive meetings. But overall, thank you so much. I personally find that this webinar very useful and very opening our eyes. Terima kasih sekali lagi Bapak-bapak, Ibu-ibu. Barangkali belum semua pertanyaan terjawab, tapi silahkan hubungi KBRI Kuwait. Sekiranya Bapak-bapak, Ibu-ibu memerlukan ketambahan. Saya senang sekali bahwa dari kesempatan diskusi pagi ini, beberapa hal sudah kita sepakati bahwa webinar ini bukan yang terakhir. Kita akan adakan lagi forum-forum yang lebih konkret, yang lebih produktif, termasuk diantaranya adalah virtual expo Indonesia untuk market di Kuwait. Juga penting untuk memasuki salah satu negara di Teluk ini, karena tadi disampaikan bahwa masuk sekalinya produk Bapak Ibu masuk ke wilayah negara Teluk, ada 6 negara, insya Allah di seluruh negara ini relatif lebih mudah untuk diterima. Jadi sekali dayung pulau terlampaui. Sekali lagi terima kasih Bu Nadia dan semua panelis atas kehadiran dan partisipasi dan kontribusinya. Mudah-mudahan apa yang sudah kita lakukan seharian ini memperoleh manfaat bagi kita semua, dan maju terus Indonesia Kuwait dan jaga terus kesehatan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much. Syukran.
Thank you. Terima kasih Bu Nadia, Pak Dubes Tariat, terima kasih banyak. Thank you to Mr. Sahib, Mr. Kasim, Pak Hendra, terima kasih. Ini semua yang tadi yang ikut ini udah pada siap. Nanti lebih baik secara kolektif teman-teman ini bisa bergerak bersama. Anju Hasi Holland itu tadi Arjuna sudah ekspor ke Amerika juga. Saya baru mengunjungi bulan Agustus yang lalu. Naturaljo juga sudah siap-siap, itu produknya luar biasa. Jadi Pak Hendra, kita ajak mereka semuanya kolektif Pak Hendra. Secara kolektif supaya jangan satu-satu, capek. Kalau satu-satu kasihan. Kadang-kadang nggak tereksekusi. But if we do collectively together, kita organize. Jadi kita satu batalion ke sana, termasuk nanti virtual expo-nya. We will support you from CEO Business Forum Indonesia.
Thank you so much. Let's move on. Thank you so much, Mas. Syukron. Terima kasih, Bapak. Okay, Green. Thank you so much.
Thank you.